Okay, so we're on the Bonneville T100, the bigger brother. So I've just had a walk around the visitors centre and a guided tour. Thoroughly recommend, if you're down this way, come and have a look. It's free of charge entry. They've got a nice cafe on site. So I instantly fit better on this T100. The suspension's a lot more plush. Obviously non-adjustable, but it's pretty nice, comfy. As you can see, the clocks all analog with a bit of digital display, but twin clocks, a bit of chrome. Again, the throttle connection is just superb. So the seating position is very upright, as all the Bonnevilles are. Clutch is nice and light. Again, 5 gears. Beautiful sound to it. And the tank's a little bigger on this one. I'll give you the specs a little later. My knees grip well around it. It's not as slim as the baby brother. Similar mirrors, I think they're the same, just chromed. Chrome bars on it. Not a huge lover of chrome on bikes. I don't mind the clocks being chrome. And very classic, but I prefer the bars if they were black. Not sure if there's options. Few familiar faces in the experience centre today, people out testing bikes from other YouTube channels, and they've got the new James Bond No Time to Die movie theme in there with the bikes used from the movie. Also the Mission Impossible Tom Cruise bikes are all in there as well. Not enough room to filter through there between that van and that wagon. I'll stick behind him. So we've got a gear indicator just down here in the LCD. Also a LCD petrol gauge, and again we've got some modes. We're in road just now. Switch gear, very basic, all you need really. Blue car obviously in the wrong lane. Glad he saw me. So yeah, a bit of luck, the weather's holding out really. It's not raining just at the minute, and the road's dried out, which is good. Could do with getting past this wagon, but no overtaking just here. But we'll be turning off soon. Even though it's a naked bike, the comfort on these things is unreal, and I can imagine doing some nice touring on the big brother. Really nice. The throttle compared to my Yamaha is absolutely gorgeous. So smooth. Nice to see that they've got adjustable, not just clutch levers, but brake levers as well on them as standard. In a dual carriageway, get past this one. It picks up really nice. And because it's so torquey, literally any gear and just nail the throttle and it takes off. So I'd be interested to find out the differences between the T100 and the T120. The T120 is coming in a couple of weeks for a week loaner, and let's see what it's like in the real world. But so far the T100's feeling great. So the Bonneville T100, same 900cc engine that's in the Street Twin. The torque is slightly higher at 3,750 RPM. You've got 80 nanometers, and then again you've got 64.1 bhp. Seat height is 790 millimeters, so slightly higher on this, and when I'm riding it I can actually feel it. It's more suited towards myself, being long-legged and 6'2". Again, single disc on the front, non-LED headlights, indicators and brake light. And we have a 150 tyre on the back and 100 on the front. So the fuel tank on this bike is 14 litres. It was 12 litres on the Street Twin, and you get a similar miles per gallon on each bike, with it being the same engine. Price wise, this one's slightly higher at 9,100, whereas the Street Twin was 8,200. So another grand for slightly higher seat position, cosmetics a little bit different, but albeit the same engine. So is it worth the extra grand? If you're a taller rider, yes, I would say it is. The Street Twin for me felt very small, whereas this feels more suited.
The folding footrest on the back.
The fold-in footrests?
Then where would it get it from? That's almost spring-loaded.
Is it for one of these?
Engine,
okay.
and I sit on the truck.
Yeah.
And when I'm not used, I want to fold them up.
Right.
Where am I going to get them? Can I have them?
You can't have these. This is from Triumph. You can buy these online.
Oh.
You'd have to buy it from a Triumph dealer.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Very much.
All right now.
Yeah,
So my final thoughts just on this brief run out. So this sits second up in the class. You've got the Street Twin and then you've got the T100. They share both same engine, just the torque is a little bit higher up in the rev range on this one. This bike does feel more torquey, to be honest, in real life, but both ride very similar to each other. The handling on the bikes, you can't fault it. Absolutely sticks like glue to the road. From the press runs we were just doing with the photographer, we were actually scraping pegs going around corners, so nothing wrong with the handling, Triumph. You've done a great job there. Now on to the next, so the T120. Looking forward to get hold of that and doing some weekly runs and seeing what the bike's like to live with for a whole week of riding it daily. And the T120 that's coming has the higher cc capacity engine of 1200, so it'll be good to explore that bike. Yeah, so far on both of these bikes, absolutely brilliant. I think the power plant in these is really the key. It's a super engine, loads of torque low down, and for the road I don't think you need much more, to be honest. Definitely a Triumph convert, and thank you Triumph for loaning me the bikes today. Really do appreciate it. It's nice to get some different bikes on the channel rather than the Yamaha all the time. I think with the demise of sport bikes for the road and more upright naked bikes, I think Triumph are onto a winner, especially with the second to last bike I reviewed, which was the Triumph Trident, and then we've been out this morning on the baby version of this, a little bit lower, but this feels more substantial. So if it was me, I would either go for this or potentially the higher cc bike, which is the T120, the 1200 engine. I know it doesn't come through on camera, but the sound that the Bonnevilles make out of those exhaust pipes is absolutely beautiful. So we're arriving just back at the factory now, and we'll go and park this bike up, collect our thoughts, grab a spot of lunch in the Triumph cafe, and then I think we've got a briefing from Triumph themselves. So yeah, thanks Triumph, awesome day, couple of nice test rides, and a nice look around the Visitors Experience Centre.